Okay, so in this example, here's the function, and we're taking the limit as x goes to 4 of that function. You can start by just trying to plug in the 4. We've done that a lot, huh? You guess what you're going to get? 0 over 0, which is unclear. And so we have to do something else. What do we have to do? We've got to factor. So do you remember factoring? Let me do a little reminder of factoring. Remember, like if you have something like 3 times x plus 2, you know what happens? You just distribute and you get 3x plus 6, right? So what if you have two things in front? Like what if you have like x plus 3, x plus 2? Well, it's the same thing. The x distributes to be x squared plus 2x. And then when he's done. Now the 3 distributes to be 3x plus 6. And then these middle two terms combine 5x like that. Remember how you multiply? Well, we're trying to do that backwards. It's called factoring. So if you look here, a lot of people like FOIL. I think it's a good, helpful way to think about it. Meaning, if you're starting right here, that's how we are. We're starting with something with x squared in it. And you want to say, what did it come from? What does it go back to? Well, the front times the front, made the x squared. And the last number times the last in this parenthesis times the last in that parenthesis times 3 made the 6. And the middle came from two things. O and I came from the 2 and the 3 added. So that's what we've got to think. We got to think that backwards. So I'll bring this down. Let's bring down the top. It's x squared minus 12x plus 32. And I got to just write FOIL. FOIL. And then just think, okay. First off, front times front. So that'd be x times x makes the front of x squared. And then last times last to make the last 30. Now, what makes 32? Well, 4 times 8 makes 32, but also 2 times 16 makes 32. And how do I know which of those is going to be? Well, it's going to be 4 and 8 because they need to remember the middle. You want to add or subtract. When we say add, we mean add or subtract because if you add a negative, it's subtraction. Remember the middle term comes from adding. It's two things, O and I. So what are the signs going to be? Both negative, because -4 and -8 add to be -12 and they multiply to be plus 32. So there's the factorization of the top. You can check it. If you're not clear, if you're not sure, it's an exam and you really want to get it right, check it. Let me show you. Let me just check it real quick here. You don't have to, in the homework or whatever, but if you're unsure, give it a quick check. Boom, boom. X squared minus 8x. Boom, boom. Minus 4x plus 32, right? Because negative times negative is positive. What do these make? Minus 12x. So it's x squared minus 12x plus 32. Check. See? X squared minus 12x plus 32. It works. Okay, there's the top. Now, how about the bottom? Let's grab the bottom and factor that. I'll bring that way down here. X squared plus 4x minus 32. Real similar. Think about FOIL again. So front times front to make front. Last time's last make 32, 4 times 8. Now, this time we have plus 4. I don't know if you remember the sign in the middle. Let me get rid of that. There we go. Sign in the middle always goes on the bigger. Sign in the middle to the bigger number every time. 8's bigger than 4, so that sign goes there. Now, the other sign can be plus or it can be minus, just kind of depends on what's going on. In this case, we need it to be minus because -4 times plus 8 makes minus 32, and 8 take away 4 is plus 4 in the middle. So there's the bottom. You can check it. I'm not going to bother. Let's put it all together now. This is the top, and this is the bottom, right? So now, what was this limit to be? The limit as x goes to 4, okay? So now it's the limit as x goes to 4. What was the top right there? So up here, x minus 4, x minus 8. And then the bottom, right here, x minus 4, x plus 8. Very similar. These cancel. And so we've got the limit as x goes to 4. x minus 8 over x plus 8. Okay, now you can plug in the 4. Put in the 4, put in the 4, and you get 4 minus 8 over plus 8 minus 4 twelfths. Reduce that bad boy there. Minus 1/3. So there it is. That minus sign's kind of small there. Minus 1/3. Is that the answer they got? That is the answer they got. So we just got to factor the top and the bottom, and then we can plug in. And so there we go.